Hello and welcome. I have here in front of me a vehicle introduced for the 2024 season from Weinsberg called the Vanlife. And well, let's have a look at it to start off with. I've actually did a review of this at Dusseldorf with a friend, and where we talked about it. Now this thing here is going to cost 72,739. It's 636 centimeters long. And the concept you got here is this front bit here with 3 seats inside is closed off from the habitation part. The idea here is that this represents many home build vehicles. Now what you've got is a bed at the back. The bed can also in some cases slide backwards and forwards as is necessary, and it does say there easy slide bed, and 203 by 135 centimeters. We've got this area here for sitting down in. This chair here will slide out, and it says easy slide. Ooh. Well, that's easy slider anyway. And down here there's what they call a secret shower. The shower comes up from the floor to and it's held up by these things here, so it's got a plastic curtain which keeps everything else dry, allegedly. You'll notice that there's also no toilet in here, so the idea is to get your own toilet, such as Trigano or something similar, which will do. Now, accepting the fact that the shower is extremely rough and ready and there's no toilet, the rest of it, I suppose, looks quite reasonable, but there are serious shortages in my opinion. The idea here is that a vehicle of this nature is for younger people, but if the younger person's got 72,000 euros to spend, then they can of course buy a fully what do you call it? Fully, I've forgotten the word now. A fully equipped, self-contained vehicle, which has got everything for itself. It comes here with diesel heating, and the advantage of diesel heating is that you're taking your heating from the fuel tank, which is already there, and not from gas, which gas cylinders, which do take up a fair bit of room. And this one's also got one of these fridges that opens in both directions. The sink. Actually, the sink looks a bit homemade, but I think that looks quite good. I quite like that. And you can also get a cover for this as well, I believe. And down here, there you go. There's a bin for your rubbish. Now you may think, well, I could build it myself, and it'll be cheaper. Well, it might be a little bit cheaper, but it won't be a huge amount cheaper, because the companies like this do have they can buy a fridge at half what you can buy it at, and there's the Trigano toilet going under there. It's a bit difficult to get out actually, because there's hardly any space in there. See, look at that. It's hardly. I mean, it will come out, but I think. Well, I'm only using one hand, so we'll leave it. Let's go to the back and see what this is got. Now here's something here. It says closed cold bridges for best insulation, but there's no insulation in the door at all. But you know, you've got a fair bit of storage there, haven't you, under the yeah, and you can see how the table allegedly slides in and out from up here. This idea of the sliding in and out table is something which you'd see in the expedition vehicles. there's another one over here which we can have a look at, and this one's got a tent in the roof, and this thing here, let's have a look at the cost, is 93,500. Sorry, 93,500. And okay, so you get into the roof through that, which is just above the sink. Other than that, the rest of it looks the same. There is a light somewhere. Where's the light? Any ideas? Oh, here they are. Sorry, they're behind me. Let's see if we can get the lights on. There you go. Is that better? And this idea of these boxes, which you can fill up outside, Knaus and Weinsberg Caralife and other things. I had the idea ages ago for doing so. I mean, it's a statement of the obvious. I now see there's even a company here which makes boxes to put in walls, but it makes more sense to use a box you can actually take off rather than something like this which is fixed in position. And that way you do have the flexibility of saying, well, if I don't need it, I don't need it. I don't know what the cost difference is. I do like the idea of using boxes like this. What I don't like is the idea of paying 93,500 for a vehicle which doesn't have a proper shower other than a sort of do-it-yourself thing which you pull out of the floor, and a toilet like that. Anyway, it does of course also come with a mosquito net, which I think should be a standard. The lighting's here, and they've got USBs and 12 volts. There'll also be some shore power in there somewhere. I think it's a bit dodgy, to be quite honest. I mean, I do appreciate that maybe when you go up in the ladder, you won't be cooking at the same time. At least you'd hope not. But also, you've got to put that. It's got to go somewhere. Wouldn't it have been better putting it at the other end and then allowing access from there, which would also you could possibly pull yourself in there. Or maybe that's the problem. You can't pull. You think it's too high to pull yourself in. But for younger people, a younger person should pull themselves in. Maybe someone of my age might have a bit, might be excused. But anyway, that's just my opinion. There's also aircon at the back there as well. So we'll have a look. We'll have a look round the side of this thing as well. That lack of insulation though in the doors. I mean, that's where you sleep. And it's not good in my opinion at all. But there you go. There's a good look at the thing at this angle. Right. So what I'm going to suggest you do is this. I'm going to leave you a link. There's a smaller vehicle with this van life layout, which has been made by Affinity, and there's only one of them, but it's a meter shorter, so it's a much smaller vehicle, but it's considerably cheaper. So it's 62,000. It has it has insulation and all the way around, and that I would suggest is a much better bet than one of these. In my opinion, anyway. So there you go. Of course, you might want a bigger vehicle. So a bigger one's like this, and a bigger one which is less well made. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. I'll give you a link. There's a link now to the Infinity one below, so you can go and have a look at that. But for the moment, all the best from me. Bye for now.